Hello my lovelies, today is Monday the 19th of October I believe. Time to get out in the garden again. What I'm planning to do today is to put the hoops in my second raised bed in preparation to put the polyvinyl cover on it, to make a little poly tunnel to put some of my slightly more tender stuff in, like lettuces. I've got all the equipment. I've got blue water pipe, I've got a drill cum screwdriver, I've got the screws, I've got the vinyl, I've got a pair of scissors, and I've got some clips. So hopefully I should be able to get it done today. If I work out the length of the poly pipe for each of these beds, I'm going to cut all the rest, but the other two raised beds are not in yet, so that will have to wait. But as long as I have the pipes cut, then I can put them in as soon as the beds are laid. So I'm not going to video all of it. I'm just going to do bits as I go, because I no longer have a card in my phone because the SD card got corrupted. So I'm going to have to do it in little bits so that the actual phone memory can deal with it. So I shall be back very shortly. Sorry about the wind sound, it's very windy here today. So you can see I've got the old fig twigs off that raised bed. I've noticed there's quite a lot of weeds, so I'm going to have to weed it first, and I'll dig it, and then I'll start measuring out the blue water pipe, which is what I have here all wrapped up. These are the things I bought to put in the tunnel if they're compatible. I may have to put the lettuce somewhere else, or I need to get the spinach in. That's looking very sad. Curly cow's looking nice, and they're little gem lettuces, and I'm hoping that I can use those either as lettuces or as a cut and come again as the winter season goes on. There's my screws, and I've got a whole load of flower seeds in here, and I've got some more onion sets. These are white ones. I've got red ones in already, but those are the white ones. I've also got some garlic in here, which I want to put in as well, but I need to find out whether that's also compatible with the things I've already got in. So those will overwinter fairly well. The planting here says, if it will focus, September to December, then harvest time July to September. September to December for planting, harvesting July to September. And garlic needs to have about 30 to 40 days of low temperature to make the bulbs a good size, which is why I'm putting them in now, in the hope that we're going to get some nice spells of cold weather. So that's the plastic sheeting in the doorway there, if the phone will focus. I've also got a drill, little saw, and a sanding machine in the box behind it, which my lovely boyfriend has given to me, along with a 12-volt motorbike battery, which is wired into to plug into the bottom of either machine, whatever I use. I've also got tape measure in there and some blue pipe cutters. So let me get myself sorted out, and I'll see you again in a moment. Okay, so I've dug over this bed very, very quickly to get the weeds out. I'm sure there'll be more coming through because there was some well rotted horse manure on there, but as it turns out it's not that well rotted. There's a lot of weed seeds in it, so I'm expecting more to come through. But as you can see, this is my blue pipe. I have my red pipe cutters there. I have a tape measure there. So what I'm going to do is put one end in. I want to get it to be about 1 metre high, if that doesn't look too silly. I may have to reduce it down to about 70 centimetres, but I'll decide that shortly. So once I've got the height sorted out, I'm going to drill holes in all the sections and actually screw it into the inside side of the raised bed, so that it's sort of like a semi-permanent feature. And then I will have the battle of cutting the vinyl. These beds are 2 meters long, so I'm thinking of cutting it 4 meters long. That will give a meter at either end to pull together and make some sort of closure with some clips. I'm also going to attach the vinyl to the top of the tube with zip ties, just to keep that in place, and then I will attach the vinyl to the bottom of the tubes with loose zip ties so that I can push the vinyl up to enable me to either get into work or to give ventilation. Also, I need to be able to release the vinyl and put it away so that I can put nets up later in the year and possibly through the winter. Not so much the vinyl, but netting, fleece, just to keep things a little bit warmer under there. Or then again, I could put fleece and vinyl, but I need it to be very versatile, so I'm not going to attach the vinyl securely at the edges. Anyway, let me get on with this, and I'll show you how I'm progressing shortly. Okay, so this isn't going to be as easy as I thought. I've got one end of the tube fitted, but I can't get the bottom screw in, but I think it is secure, so I don't think there's any risk of it moving. I don't think my drill is that powerful, and I'm wondering if I'm actually trying to screw a screw into another screw that's actually holding the raised bed together. So let me just show you what I've done, if you can see it. I've had to dig out the... Oh, sorry, I'm not doing very well again, am I? Let me stop this and start again. Okay, this is better. I can show you a bit better now. I've had to dig out right in the corner, right down to the polythene. As you can see, that bottom screw isn't right in, but the top one's not too bad, so that'll do. I've decided the tube needs to be 210 centimetres long. And I'm just going to now see if I can drill some holes in that end of the tube and get that fixed in. I'm probably going to have to leave it to settle for a week or so before I actually put the vinyl on, because the tube has been sat in a coil for such a long time that although it is fairly flexible, it's being fairly stubborn. So one corner done. I think once I've got the hang of it, it'll be quicker. Certainly the central ones will be quicker. And hopefully I can get this done in an hour or so. The time is now 5 to 3, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, well, I've got the second hoop in, as you can see. Oh, I've got a fly. Or is it a spider? No, it's a fly. Sorry. But fundamental error, the screws are far too long. So this one's okay because it's going into the thing there that actually holds the sides together. But these are just going straight through the planks. They're much too long, so I'm just going to change those. So the screws have been replaced. You can now see that there's nothing appearing on the outside for me or anybody else to trip over. I've also prepared the end for the third hoop to go in. I've had to go all the way down to the polythene and beyond because I know from having done the other two that I need a lot more space for the drill cum screwdriver. And I'm hoping that that's going to be enough space. Now that I know those shorter screws are just about long enough, I'm going to try those at this end. I think it's going to be too complicated for me to try and drill holes at an angle so they go in the side. And I'd like to think that I'm intelligent enough to be able to work that out, but I really can't be bothered. So I now need to cut my third length of pipe, which is not easy to measure. I think I said they're 2 meters 10 centimeters, 210 centimeters, 2,100 millimeters, whichever measurement you like. I'm sorry, I can't convert that to imperial, but I might do that when I post that. So let me get on with this third one. I think that will be enough for today, as it is now 10 to 4. This has taken me a lot longer than I thought it would. I'm going to have to put the old fig sticks back on to stop people digging. If I've got time, I think I might cut the rest of the tube for the other beds, see how many I can get out of that. And I'll leave the vinyl or polythene or whatever it is for another day. I think these tubes need to have sunshine on them so that they can reset their memory for the shape they're in now rather than the shape they were in, especially that first one that's got a bit of a kink on the outside. But hopefully that should be good. I'll come back when I've finished. Okay, so that's the 3 hoops, the soil redistributed. As it is 4:30, I'm actually going to see if I can get the vinyl polythene on there. I've also cut the rest of the hoops for the other 3 beds. Is it 4 beds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 beds. And I have just that little bit of piping left. I mean, it hasn't done the 4, but then I've made them slightly longer than I planned. And also those pipe cutters are fab. They're ratchet, made for the job, which I borrowed from somebody, and they are superb. So I'll come back shortly and let you know whether I've managed to get the polythene sorted out. Okay, I appreciate this is not perfect, and I think it needs a bit of a tweak, both at this end and at the other end, partly because it's about 1 meter too wide, but I don't want to cut it. So I rolled that and just put some zip ties just to hold it rolled. But I think it's slightly too short this side and needs an adjustment. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, because that cable tie is supposed to be down there, so I might put a hook, I might put a cup hook or something just to hold it there. This one's got a bit too high up as well, so I might put a cup hook there, and also perhaps one halfway along just to hold it over a little bit better. But the whole intention is that these sides are not fixed, so that when you need to get in you can just pull the sides up. But to do that I need to do something at the ends. This end in particular is not very tidy. I'm going to leave it for now. I think I've just about done as much as I can do for this afternoon. Let me just show you what's going on in this beautiful thing. I know I did say I would do a video of putting it together, but the film is on my SD card, which has become corrupted, so I can't access it at the moment. If I can find any of that video, I will certainly post it, but let's have a look and see what's happening inside. No real complaints about it, except I haven't used the hooks that came with it, because I didn't think they were really man enough for the job, because it does get very windy here and I really don't think it's going to work. But it does produce its own atmosphere, so despite the fact that this has been closed for 2 weeks, I haven't had to water it. I am coming up against the same problem with the horse manure, which was also put in here. As you can see, there are a number of weeds, but also the leeks are doing well. They've certainly perked up since I planted them out here, so that's really good. Let's have a look inside this section. And again, you can see how wet the inside is. Now, there should be red onions in here, but I had a look the other day and I can't yet see any, but I did plant them quite deeply. I do need to get in here and weed, so I might do that one afternoon this week when I'm feeling like some time off work. I don't know if you can see my nice labels there. They're bamboo. There's one over there with the leeks, and the date that these were planted was the 28th of September. So as I say, this hasn't been watered since then, and you can see that the soil's still quite damp. Let's have a look in this one. I have a little greenhouse made out of this stuff, and it has been good so far, but I haven't had it through a winter yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And in here I have broad beans. There's the label, 28th of September, and I put 16 in here, was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, I only put 11 in here. And you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 germinated so far. Probably next week I'll put in another batch of broad beans so that we've got broad beans at this end. I don't know, to be honest, whether broad beans, onions and leeks go together. I shall have to check that out. If it doesn't, then I can put some garlic in the end there. So I now have some garlic. So as you can see, this is significantly bigger than my raised bed, but that's good. So I can always plant some marigolds or something at each end, or I could put some carrots in, or I could really do more or less anything with the ends. Oh dear, there's a dandelion that I'll need to come out. Yeah, as you can see, it needs a bit of a weed, but the leeks are doing good, broad beans are doing good, and hopefully the onions are in there somewhere. I've also got some white onions that I'm going to put in as well. So if over the, well, hopefully before the end of November I can get the other 2 raised beds in, then I shall be on my way. I was also hoping to plant some spring flowers, spring bulbs all along here to come up underneath the fig trees. Despite the fact that these were all planted a few weeks ago, they're now losing their leaves, which is inevitable because in these climes fig trees are deciduous, they lose their leaves in the winter. But if you have a look at the tips, the growing tips, they're still green, and this one's got a little fig on even. Whether that will survive the winter, I don't know, but the growing tip's still green on this one. Got 2 growing tips there. Once this is well established, I shall probably cut that side branch off because I like my figs to be growing more upright. This one has got a green tip there, and also I don't know whether they're side branches or figs. I thought this top end had died, but there is just a little hint of greenery there, and whether that's going to survive or not I don't know, but there is a little one there and there is a little one there. So even if this top bit dies back, oh, and there's another one just down there. So even if this top bit dies back, I should still be able to get a nice straight tree there, and this side branch will come off again. And this one was an air root from 2 years ago. As you can see, it has 2 figlets on there. Whether they'll survive the winter, I don't know. But we've got a nice green growing top here, and we've got some side branches here which could be branches or they could be figs. We won't know for a little while yet, but that one's looking good. And this one that lost its leaves a while ago, has got lots of green ends. Whether the figs will survive on here, I don't know. These side branches will probably come off, and probably these as well, once I know that it's established. But all the way up, there's nice green shoots. And as I said previously, whether these little figlets will survive the winter or not, I don't know. But if they do, then they will be next year's fruit. So I think that's all to say now. So I will say goodbye and see you next time. Oh, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you'd like to be notified when the next exciting instalment of my garden takes place. If you're wondering what all the pipes are, they are the hoops for the other two beds, and also underneath this tent when the tent comes off. I thought I'd cut them all, make sure I had enough pipe, which I did, all but about 30 centimetres. That's all I've got left out of the whole reel I had, and it's just perfect. So I shall see you all again soon. As I was clearing up, I thought I really ought to get these under cover rather than just leaving them out. I bought them on Saturday, it's now Monday. They were in a greenhouse from overnight Saturday, Sunday. They were out here overnight Sunday, Monday. And I'm sure they're all hardy, but I don't really want to risk them being nipped by frost or attacked by some animal or other. We have foxes and lots of cats, and who else knows. So I've got spinach up the end there, which is looking a little bit tatty, but is better than it was on Saturday. I've got little gem lettuce, which I'm hoping to overwinter and perhaps use some of them as a cut and come again. I don't know whether that will work, but I'll find out. And this one at the front is curly kale, which should overwinter quite happily. This is partly why I want to get the beds sorted out as soon as I can, because I've got all this stuff that I need to go in. I've also got lots of seeds that I want to start off, and the cold frame is still without its lid, so I still need to get that finished, and I need to get it finished fairly soon. So I just thought I'd pop them inside here temporarily until I can get that a rather manky looking tunnel sorted out. It does need a bit of adjustment, so I can do that. And I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and cut it so that the polythene's more manageable, but I shall have a word with somebody else and see what he can come up with, see if there's any other adjustments he can think of to make it more manageable and easier. I mean, it works, but it's not quite working on that side there, so I need to get that sorted out. So let me put these to bed. Glad the leeks are looking good. They're looking very good. They've come on really well in the last fortnight. And give them a bit of heat, a bit of humidity inside this little tent thing, and hopefully they'll come on leaps and bounds. I'm hoping when things have got established in here that I can take it down, perhaps put it over one of the other beds, and get some things to come on a little bit earlier as well. So I might actually have one bed for salads over the winter, so I think this tunnel thing will be ideal for that. So I shall sign off and see you next time.